Can you believe this? At a concert in Thailand, Jackson Wang actually performed a scene of drowning. He struggled desperately inside a water tank, pounding his fists until they bled, yet still couldn't escape. After watching it, the entire internet felt its scalp go numb, with only one thought left in mind. Isn't this exactly what happened to Alan Yu Minglong? But this time, it's not just a metaphor. Netizens have just unearthed a so-called death march map from Alan Yu's final days. 12 cities. Insane back-and-forth travel. It's been pointed out that this was never a normal tour, but a carefully designed physiological attrition test. Then there's the shocking rumor of 180 million renminbi in unpaid wages, pointing to a total harvest, from body to property. When big stars inside the industry collectively chose silence, why was it a street vendor selling glutinous rice cakes who dared to help him flip the table? Today, we begin with Jackson Wang's eerie stage moment and dig deep into the deadly truth hidden behind this route map. Jackson Wang's suffocating exit, art, or a coded message? Recently, something happened in the entertainment industry that sent chills down everyone's spine. If you followed Jackson Wang's concert in Bangkok, Thailand, you were likely stunned by his god-level, yet deeply unsettling exit. This was no ordinary performance. On stage, the giant screen suddenly transformed into a massive water tank. Without warning, Jackson Wang fell perfectly into the visual, making it look as though he had plunged straight into deep water. What did he do underwater? He struggled. He smashed his fists again and again against the tank walls until his fists were visibly bleeding. Blood diffused through the water, staining the entire scene red, but he still couldn't get out. In the end, he slowly collapsed underwater and disappeared. Fans at the venue called it art. They called it shocking. But online, another voice exploded. More and more people, after watching the replay, were left with only one thought. Isn't this exactly what happened to Alan Yu? Some netizens said outright, "That image, that's you. Fish you?" Was this a reenactment of a victim's final moments? Was Jackson Wang using a language he couldn't openly speak to tell us the truth? Mirrored tragedies, the shared fate of betrayal between Jackson Wang and Alan Yu. Why did people connect Jackson Wang's drowning performance with Alan Yu? Beyond visual similarity, the deeper reason lies in their shockingly similar life trajectories. Why did Jackson Wang suddenly disappear over the past 2 years? In a 2024 interview, he personally revealed the truth. He fell into depression. The reason is heartbreaking. He was deceived by one of the people he trusted most, losing nearly half of his wealth. In 2022, this friend borrowed money under the pretense of a family emergency. Jackson Wang didn't hesitate, lending 40% of his savings. The emergency was fabricated. The money was taken. The person vanished. Fans estimate the amount may have reached 30 million renminbi. The person suspected of scamming him is widely believed to be his former close manager, Wang Kaiyu, who later disappeared entirely, even removing himself cleanly from the studio's shareholder records. Alan Yu faced something eerily similar. Sources close to the production revealed that a close friend he deeply trusted, Gao Taiyu, approached him with an investment proposal, low risk, high return, promising quick repayment with profits. Alan Yu lent 2 million renminbi, partly because of friendship, and partly because he was told Gao had relatives in senior positions at Douyin, TikTok China. What happened next? Gao Taiyu's lifestyle suddenly skyrocketed. Luxury cars, villas. Yet the investment project made no progress. When Alan Yu demanded repayment, Gao flipped the script and denied everything. The dispute ended up in court. Today, Gao Taiyu has become a major target of public backlash. Look at the parallels. Both rose to fame young. Both were sincere and trusting. Both were stabbed financially by the people closest to them, managers or friends. So when Jackson Wang struggled inside that sealed water tank in Bangkok, fists bleeding with no escape, it may not have been just a performance. That suffocating feeling may have been something both he and Alan Yu truly experienced. Shining on the surface, yet trapped inside a black box of Lee. No way out. A bizarre tour route map, a carefully designed attrition. Today, we're not just talking about metaphor. Netizens have recently uncovered what they call hard evidence of Alan Yu's mistreatment. A tour route map from his stage play Parasite. This map is now known online as the Death March map. The logic behind it may be far more brutal than we imagined. Let's rewind to 2024. Alan Yu took on the stage play Parasite. The original lead was Ma Tanyu, who did have availability, yet was suddenly replaced by Alan Yu, along with two other lead actors. Then in 2025, Alan Yu was suddenly removed, and Ma Tanyu was brought back. That 1 year feels like it existed solely for Alan Yu to fill a pit. Recently, netizens carefully reconstructed Alan Yu's 2024 tour route, and industry insiders were stunned. Normally, commercial tours are arranged in circular or nearby routes to save money and preserve stamina. But Alan Yu's route? Shaanxi, Hebei, Shandong, Henan, intersecting repeatedly. Massive jumps from northeast China back to central China, then pulled again to East China. This is logistically irrational. The route shows obvious zigzag backtracking, extremely inefficient in travel and cost. The tour involved 12 cities, but only 2 performances per city. What does that mean? Landing, setup, rehearsal, performance, immediate teardown, long-distance travel again. This setup systematically deprives deep sleep and recovery, forcing the performer into prolonged, stress-induced fatigue. Netizens nailed it in one sentence. This was a precision-designed attrition test. The chaotic routing wasn't accidental. It was meant to drain physical health, stamina, and even mental resilience. And there was another hidden purpose: burning money. Frequent cross-province travel dramatically increases transportation and accommodation costs. With so few shows per city, costs could never be amortized. From a financial perspective, this wasn't about generating profit. It looked like asset consumption. Which brings us to a critical date: November 1st, 2024. On that day, Alan Yu's Kiming studio in Shanghai was officially deregistered. Netizens believe this high-cost tour may have been the final violent cash flow cleansing of his studio, using expenses to offset ticket revenue, flatten accounts, or siphon funds away. A premeditated financial harvest. Going even deeper, people noticed something chilling. The tour had exactly 12 cities. In traditional Chinese culture, 12 corresponds to the 12 earthly branches, symbolizing a complete cycle. The reconstructed route map shows intersecting lines across North China and the Central Plains, forming a radial, web-like structure, what some call a binding formation. It kept the artist in constant instability, unable to settle. The final stroke of this web landed in Shanghai, marked as the endpoint, coinciding with the studio's cancellation. After finishing the 12 cities, the web was complete, and his economic fortress collapsed. Netizens said the most horrifying part of the map is that it represents the collapse of a circle. Normal people seek completion. He was forced into chaos. The financial fog. From a canceled studio to the 180 million wage rumor. If the tour destroyed the body, the financial plunder may have been the final straw. Online rumors claim that Hunan TV's Tanyu Entertainment owed Alan Yu as much as 180 million renminbi in unpaid wages. The number sounds outrageous, but may not be baseless. Leaks suggest a grotesque income split. 90% taken by the company, only 10% left to him. And even that 10% wasn't net income. Advertising costs, promotion fees, expenses that should have been borne by the company were allegedly deducted from his share. That explains why, on the variety show Call Me by Fire, Alan Yu once said on camera that he wanted to treat friends to a meal but had no money. At the time, people thought he was joking. Now looking back, his expression is heartbreaking. Two names must be mentioned here: Du Cheng and He Zhaojing, both his managers. Especially He Zhaojing, a Tianyu executive responsible for his daily affairs, is believed by netizens to be a key figure in why he never received his wages. Mysticism and public opinion, discarded pieces, and a collapsing empire. Everything discussed so far may only be the tip of the iceberg. Rumors claim Alan Yu was under long-term control and extreme treatment until his unexplained death in September. Although authorities ruled his death an accidental fall after drinking and excluded criminal liability, public anger has focused on specific individuals, including actress Tian Herong and screenwriter Xin Qi. Recently, YouTube host Aunt Bay revealed tarot readings predicting their outcomes. The tarot suggests that Tian Herong's once seemingly unshakable power empire is irreversibly collapsing. Her illusions are stripping away. Assets may be frozen. Control may be forcibly relinquished. Former patrons have already vanished in the storm. This time, she must face legal and public judgment alone. As for Xin Qi, the reading is even bleaker. He has become a discarded pawn. The power group he relied on has cut ties to protect its core. His remaining function: to take the fall. The Death Tarot card appeared, signifying the end of his former identity. Under tight surveillance, any attempt to escape responsibility will be futile. Though metaphysical, this logic mirrors many real criminal cases. When an empire collapses, someone must be sacrificed. Grassroots resistance. When a rice cake vendor flips the table. Amid all this power, money, and betrayal, what moved me most was the response of ordinary people. A photo went viral recently. It made me cry. It showed a street vendor selling triangular glutinous rice cakes, displaying Alan Yu's photo at his stall. Below it, a netizen wrote, "In that dazzling, decadent circle, everyone knew him." But in the end, those who spoke up were street vendors, office clerks, and mothers picking up their kids from school. That's reality. The celebrities who once toasted with him now avoid the topic. It's ordinary strangers who grieve for him. Afraid to offend. Silence versus flipping the table. Resolve. Actress Zhang Yi, who worked with Alan Yu on Parasite, mentioned Ma Tenyu on Weibo, but didn't mention Alan Yu at all. Netizens suspect she avoided it intentionally, knowing his situation. But ordinary people had enough. One comment summed it up. When I don't care, anything is fine. But the moment I decide to flip the table, even if I lose 1,000, I'll still get justice for Xiao Yu. I can take losses, but not silent ones. If a conflict can't be resolved, expose it. Even if it can't be fixed, let the world know I'm not a pushover. If the water can't be balanced, I'll pour it out and smash the bowl too. Since no choice pleases everyone, then let no one be pleased. You dare to be ruthless. I dare to go all in. Memories that cannot be deleted. This anger is real. After Alan Yu's Douyin comment section reopened, comments surged to 460,000, later reduced to 410,000 through deletions. Netizens said it best. Delete it. The more you delete, the harder it is to forget. Taiwanese fans even organized an online concert on Christmas 2025, fulfilling his wish of songs, love, and light. Afterward, they held a celebration dinner, preparing his favorite spicy hot pot. This kind of grassroots love is something capital, and dark hands will never understand and never erase. This is not the end. The truth is still on the way. From the meticulously designed death tour map to the 180 million wage mystery to Jackson Wang's chilling drowning performance, every clue seems to point toward a massive, brutal truth. The entertainment industry is like that water tank on Jackson Wang's stage. It looks clear and gentle on the surface, but may hide lethal whirlpools underneath. Alan Yu may not have made it out, but his story shattered the glass, letting light pour in. We don't know when the empires of the Tian Herongs will fully collapse, or when the Jin Qis will face legal reckoning. But one thing is certain. As long as we don't forget, the truth will not be buried. As one netizen said, I can take losses, but not silent ones. If the conflict can't be resolved, make it public. That's all for today's video. What do you think about this tour map? Or Jackson Wang's metaphor? How many hidden rules in the entertainment industry do you think we still don't know? Leave your thoughts in the comments. It truly matters to us.